Oh, meu Deus, a passiva dela. Ela é em cima de o quê? Da casa, é? Ah, não, do caldeirão. Oh. Gente, que porra é essa? Escape dela, ult. What the fuck, gente?
So there is definitely a lot going on. So let's go ahead and start things off with the passive. We couldn't have Baba Yaga without.
Olha a casa dela.
So what's going on with the passive, guys?
Yeah, so
a passiva.
Of course, her cabin, her hut.
Oh.
It's the thing she lives in. It has the chicken feet. You can see there, it's kind of like roosted and getting ready to kind of go into the ground. And we wanted to let this be a persistent thing on the battlefield that kind of followed her around. Like, kind of creeps along the battlefield. You can see as I move away, it's gonna start kind of moving towards.
Oh, segue ela. A casa segue ela, que legal.
You know, he's like pops up and is like, "Oh, don't leave me."
And the goal of this is basically as it's running around the map, it's accumulating essence for Baba.
Sim, tá perfeito no jogo. Adorei a casa, ó, a casa dando pra ela, ó.
If I were to get hurt, so real quick.
Se ele se machucar, acontece o quê?
Normally I don't actually get to talk while typing all this stuff. You get to click quacks.
We're filming this from home because we're still doing that, and you know, thank you everyone for bearing with us as we try some new things.
Se machucou. Ele cura ela.
Energy kind of drains, and I get some health back, which is part of the passive. So so it's basically like a mini fountain for Baba Yaga herself.
Ela é uma, como se fosse uma. Ele cura. É como se fosse uma base pra ela.
You can see as it's running around, it's getting a little bit more energy, but it has an extra component there that might change how you build Baba Yaga. So I'm going to quickly back. Let's go buy, I don't know, maybe a warlock staff. That seems like that'd be good.
Sim, ó, a passiva dela faz ela chocar rápido o item, vamos ver.
So I'm going to approach the cabin. It should be running towards me. Yep, there it is. And let's see what the energy does here.
Oh, 6 stacks.
Oh my gosh.
6.
So the energy is first trying to.
Ele dá os stacks a ela.
So if you have a stacking item, if you have a warlock staff, if you have a hide of the urchin, if you have a Karen's coin, this will actually convert that energy into stacks that item. The amount of energy it takes scales.
Oh, então ela vai ser ótimo suporte.
10 stacks of hide of the urchin.
Ela vai ser ótimo suporte.
Yeah, so you can see I'm getting pretty good stacks of warlock staff, but it would take nearly a full energy bar to get a stack of Karen's coin, for example, Karan's coin.
Right.
Yep. And so if you don't have any stacking items or you're hurt, it'll actually use a heal instead. So you can use this in multiple different ways.
Okay, so Baba Yaga is a mage, by the way.
Yeah, ela é mage.
And her passive is the creeping cabin, which has this really unique pet type of mechanics where you can't really control exactly.
I know.
Where it runs, it also gets startled by enemies, right?
Yeah, so I can actually run it to these Odin bot.
Ah, não. Isso aqui é 1080, mas não vai funcionar 1080. Inferno!
This is actually giving the cabin more and more energy. So if enemies are around.
Nossa, já tá com 25, 26, 27, 28. Nossa, tá chocando muito rápido. Porque os inimigos estão perto, aí ó, vai chocando.
Yeah, being near two gods for this long is pretty uncommon in gameplay.
Yeah,
because you're getting a lot of stacks here, but
if you get too close, the cabin.
Ele vai embora se ficar muito perto.
Oh no!
Spawn something on top of it.
Yeah, I was a little confused with the spawn.
If an enemy gets too close,
a amiga vai ser perfeito para fazer livro de torta e outro 2 ou 3 itens de stacks.
They're draining essence, they want to get rid of it. They can just run to it and the cabin gets startled and runs.
Mas tem 2, né?
Não
lembro.
Vai
ser ótimo fazer ela suporte.
You'll see a few other temp assets in here. You know, we're working from home. Things are all coming together greatly, but a few things are going to be streaming in throughout PTS. So, yeah, let's see ability 1. It looks very interesting.
Vamos ver habilidade 1.
First ability is Wild Witchcraft.
Ó, é um L.
See that this targeter is different than maybe when I used it before. It's a kind of like.
Ah, é porque a passiva, ali em cima da passiva tem um L, ó. Tá vendo, ó? Uma coisa de gelo. Mudou agora pra purple, ó, um negócio roxo. E já faz outro, dá silence.
every single time you cast this ability.
Ó, muda toda vez que usa, ó.
Silence.
Getting a lot of L's.
Silence.
Just like my
Alguma coisa proteção.
There you go. Now you have a different
Yes,
shape.
a
Ó,
circle.
mudou também o
Now
caminho
you
da
have a
casa, ó.
circle
Isso é
that
no
is
1
a
ainda.
slow field.
É slow.
So this is one of the most unique
Y.
effects in all
Significa o
SMITE. As you
quê?
mentioned on the intro, kind of
L-O-Y.
this personality
Loi.
we kind of interpreted as chaotic, and that's where we translated that
Muda
into
a habilidade
these
1 dela,
chaotic
então, ó.
spells.
Yep. And you can see that there's a slow field and a silence field which debuff your enemies, but there's also these protection and movement speed fields that if we can get them to roll. See, here's a
Se passarem pelo caminho,
as an ally,
vai dar. Se você passar, ou alguém do seu time vai dar. Um vai dar proteção, o outro vai dar velocidade e o outro eu não lembro.
And sometimes you roll harmful effects to hurt your enemies. And playing around that and playing around with the different shapes and different hit areas. Like for example, like normally like this is about 55 range, you wouldn't be able to hit this Odin. If you aim it to the right and you mess around with that shape a little bit, you get some extra range. And so learning these shapes is going to be a very interesting part of it.
I gotta say,
Cara, vai ser muito legal.
One of the most fun things to do with her. You're like aiming off to the side, and the opponent's like, "Oh, okay."
Olha,
and then it just takes its
Vrão.
right turn at you.
Caralho,
You'll
que
always be on your
foda.
toes, and I love how Baba always knows what she's gonna cast next, so
Yes.
she can always be prepared. But as
Foda,
an
quero
enemy,
ver o
you never really
Kundal
know
quanto
what's
é.
gonna be thrown at you.
Definitely playing into the randomness and the chaotic nature of Baba Yaga.
Eu acho que o 2 ela escolhe o feitiço.
Speaking of randomness,
Que eu
let's go
lembro
ahead
que
and
vazou.
Baba's next ability,
Ó, o
Baba's
2.
Yep. So
O 2, vamos ver.
Baba's Brew lets her actually use her mortar and pestle to craft a potion. And the ingredients that she throws in the potion are random.
Ó, ela escolhe, tá vendo, ó?
I kind of brew this potion.
Você
This
aperta o
one
botão,
is, let's see,
2,
2 eyes of newt,
2
2
olhos
dragon
e
tails,
as coisas,
and
ó.
1 wolf tooth, which is basically each ingredient is going to empower this potion in a different
Ah,
way.
vai tudo junto.
So you can see when I throw that potion, it goes out, explodes, and it's going to deal damage. For each red ingredient or eye of newt, it's going to increase the damage.
Mas ela mudou, olha, a passiva dela ficou azul, ó.
Dragon, it's going to add a slow
Na casa ficou azul,
and the
ó.
slow will stack
Mana.
intensity per ingredient. And for each green ingredient or
E
wolf
sumiu um olho,
you
agora
actually
ficou
get
outro.
a
Que estranho,
power
gente.
reduction and attack speed slow applied to your enemies that are hit by this. So when I throw this one, it's
Vai dar
a
slow?
potion damage. It's been amplified a little bit by a red ingredient, and this is going to heavily slow that Odin.
Ó, deu slow.
I believe
that's
it's
crazy.
that's what 12.5%. So that was a 50% slow applied to that Odin. He was hit.
Você aperta 2, aí aparece, ó, uma poção verde. Aí, ó, dá veneno, acho.
Going to apply different debuffs.
A do azul dá
That's not
slow.
all.
É aleatório ou ela escolhe? Eu não
I wanna
sei.
save it for later. I don't really have a use for it right now.
Ó, não usou, aí fica lá no... Ó lá, ó, tá vendo aqui ó.
Where you refire the ability.
Ficou aqui, ó. Ela pode guardar.
You can
como
see here, this is
consumível.
the icon.
Tá vendo o ícone ali,
So again, we're working from home. We're trying to get all this in for PTS so you guys can play with it. Temp icon for now, but you can see I have this potion in my consumable slot. If I use it, it pops right back out, and I can use it again.
Você pode fazer uma poção e guardar no inventário. Na hora que você quiser usar ela, você vai lá e aperta o botão da poção. Interessante. Nossa, a mecânica vai ser bem difícil,
In
viu?
the future, you can pocket one, and then wait until your cooldown is up, and then throw the one from your pocket and throw the one you brewed back to back, which is a pretty strong power play.
Yep, and you can see
Gente, olha o item já estocado, gente. Ela não matou um minion, estocou o item já. Ah, ela pode trocar, apertando 2 e 2, ó.
And then I can throw one out, pop another one, throw it out. So there's a lot of flexibility in this move.
A lot of learning and a lot
Nossa,
of practice,
muita
like when you learn to
coisa,
not just
muita coisa.
throw when you get one of those super slow potions and save that for when you're in trouble, or when you get one of those super damage ones and save
Ela
that
guardou, ó, uma poção. E na hora que ela precisar usar, ela vai lá e usa. Interessante.
So you can see, oop, cabin, hello.
He got his paths around a little randomly, which is also intentional too, right?
Essa cabana vai atrapalhar
Random
muito em
path
alguns
because
momentos, eu
When you
acho.
walk around the map, it's going to follow you, so it might give some information to your opponents. It has
É,
certain elements
ela
that
vai
you can
diminuir.
kinda trigger
Ela
the-
vai contar onde você tá, esse é o problema, sabe?
where the cabin is kinda going and what direction it's heading towards.
Isso que é ruim. Porque, por exemplo, se ela for gankar alguém, ela pode ir pelo outro lugar.
Another potion I can cast. I brew one. I'm going to use
Ó.
the other one that I had stored. I'm going to throw that one. I'm bring this
Pode
one.
usar duas
That's how this
poções.
ability functions. You get a whole bunch of random ingredients. If you find a potion that you think you're going to need for later, so let's say you get a 5 damage.
Caralho, que
potion,
estranho
not
pra
used,
caralho, Baba Yaga.
right?
Uma mecânica muito
You can pocket that one
difícil.
and save it for that team fight when it occurs.
Ok.
I just have the
loving
biggest
this.
smile on my face already.
For sure, yeah. I'm loving this recurring.
Então você usa o 2, usa o 1 e o 3. Quero ver o
Baba Yaga
3.
always knows what's about to happen, but
Vamos ver o
her
cooldown, ó.
enemies
Ah,
might not
não.
necessarily know. That's super cool.
Well, they can see her holding the potion, right? So you can get an idea for what type of potion she's got.
É, dá pra
See a whole bunch of red or
ver
a whole bunch of
na
blue,
sua
you might know
passiva
what
e dá pro
to
inimigo
play
ver,
And
mas é bem ruim pra o inimigo
colors
ver a
that
poção,
show
sabe?
are indicative
Ó,
of
daqui
you.
que ele veja de longe,
Yeah, the projectile
entendeu?
itself, that looks really good.
And
Yeah,
also the
thanks, dude.
potion color changes, so you can see here.
Ó lá.
The potion itself right now is
Sim, a cor dela
when I throw
muda,
it,
então
it's
dá
going
pra
to have a
ver.
blue bit of explosion in it.
Antes dela
Signifying
jogar.
that was a majority blue potion or majority red potion.
Tem que ser muito rápido pra que o inimigo não veja.
So there's like what,
In the
4
particle
potion
mix.
colors, right? One majority for each color, and then there's the split one.
Yeah.
Aquela é 3 olhos de sapo e o quê?
See if I can brew
Duas coisas azul e uma verde, não sei o que é.
No majority ingredient.
The
And so you can
221.
see, yeah, 221. It has most colors in here, and when I throw
Eu
it,
quero ver o ult, cadê o ult?
colorful emissive.
Okay, nice.
Crazy. Well,
Crazy
this kid is
mesmo.
really taking us into the stratosphere already, but we gotta blast off even further, right, Pawn?
Let's do
Good
it.
segue.
Ó,
So the third ability is blast off.
escape.
Baba Yaga goes into her mortar for protection. So let's say you're in the middle of a team fight and you're about to get krakened. You can jump
Meu
into the mortar for protection,
Deus.
and then while you're inside, Baba Yaga builds up magic that explodes, sending her flying off in a direction, or damaging people that are nearby, right?
Yeah, this ability is so fun to use as kind of a risky damage ability where you
Loucura.
kind of dive in with the warm up and then turn.
Dá
and
pra dar
just stop.
dive sem levar damage.
It's so wacky.
It's a really unique movement ability. It gives her strong protective stats while she's inside.
Olha a velocidade ela
She still
ganha.
can be interrupted, right, Pawn, by stuns, silences.
Se você levar silence ou
cripples.
stun, você
She has knockback protection.
para
which is
na
the only
hora.
protection she has. So yeah, so if I get stunned here, if I get crippled, or if I get silenced, it's going to end the effect.
Cancela na hora.
And I won't
And
have
put it
the-
on cooldown.
Correct, and put on cooldown. So there's counterplay to this ability. Baba Yaga has to be careful with how she's using this ability.
É, porque se ela usar escape já não tem nem o que fazer.
Right, the other day I was playtesting Baba and I got ganked by a Kali and I tried to quick blast off and Kali just stunned me out of it and I was like, uh-oh, bad timing. So you really have to be a little careful when you're going to fire this and be very aware of your matchups when you're playing Baba.
Cadê o ult?
Yep, really cool
Yeah.
stuff going on. This
That
ability
ability-
also feels really good because you get a little bit of a movement speed boost when you first enter it because you're jumping into the mortar, and that helps you like maybe close the distance to get in range for damage or juke a little bit. So there's a lot of like small subtle things on this ability to help it feel really good to use as well.
Uhum.
It just fits her tone and her theme really well too, because you know,
Quero ver
a
o
little bit of goofy, a little bit
ult.
of wacky. This ability is just straight fun, which I love.
Eles enrolam muito.
For sure. And speaking of tone and her character as a whole, like I said earlier, you can't have Baba Yaga without her home sweet home. So let's talk about the ultimate.
Ultimate
Yeah, so
agora.
this is where we finally get to bring the cabin more directly into the fight. Baba Yaga
Vou
calls
trazer a
down the
cabana.
cabin. It crashes down on her, knocking opponents away if they're too close.
Knock, então
So
quer
we'll
dizer
show that
que
off real quick.
levanta pra cima.
Set Odin flying back a little bit. And now I'm inside the
Ela
cabin.
pode escapar,
and Baba
ó.
Yaga is in this cabin brewing up some witchfire magic. And this witchfire magic, when thrown,
Estranho.
explodes on the target area that it hits, as well as it leaves a fire patch on the ground that
Na hora do gank, a pessoa pá, bate na pessoa e fica.
in here. I get 4 shots of this witchfire.
Ela recebe uns escudos, gente.
Lands, explodes, and
Olha!
also chases opponents down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Joga e ainda vai atrás
So
dos
not only when it
oponentes.
first fires is it going to deal some pretty impressive damage, but if you get people stuck in it, if they're CC'd, or if they just can't get away, they're going to take continual burning damage from this effect.
Now, Baba is
Nossa,
fully
muito legal
attackable
pra
and,
TF.
vulnerable while she's in the cabin. She just gets a little bit of a health shield there.
Correct.
Ó o
She has a
shield,
small
o
health
escudo,
shield
muito
indicating the cabin,
grande.
providing her some extra protection, but she's CC immune, but she can be entirely damaged. She can be killed in this state.
Ela não
She has to be a little bit careful when
pode
she's
levar
playing
CC.
with this ability, because
Quer dizer,
if she
se ela
just
pode levar
keeps
stun, é
burning
isso?
down, she can definitely be killed.
And you can see a little bit of there of the cabin jumping around a little on outro. We're definitely aware of that, still working toward it for PTS. But this ability is a really cool mage ultimate. It lets you put out a lot of damage, but if your opponents are really aware of it, see it coming, they can
Legal.
avoid it pretty easily. But if you flank a